to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hello and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I know it's been a little bit since I've had a real sit-down video, but it's been really crazy. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a shepherd's pie of Royal Daily Tea. We're just going to throw in a whole bunch of topics and hope it turns out really good. There's just been so many things, so many topics that I want to talk about in just really so little time. And so today I'm going to do a little chit chat with some tea thrown in. So I'm going to be real with y'all. It's been tough. It's been tough out in the streets, y'all, for royal commentators. It's been tough. We've been going through a lot. As you know, we're all under attack, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. They're still coming out for round 2 and 3. So it's just really disgusting and sad to see the attack on free speech. I believe we all need to have our own opinion. Every side needs to be heard. And to be honest with you, it has been very mentally and emotionally exhausting. After what happened to Sue Smith and Yankee Wally, to be honest, it really did affect me a lot. I've censored myself. I haven't been doing as much content. I've been diversifying my content, if you've noticed. Now, I've wanted to diversify my content for a while because in my opinion, it is important to have pro-royal content out there, and I love the royals, so it's an easy thing to do. And I've had some polls here on my channel, and you guys have definitely expressed some interest in other royals, but I know the bulk of it is the juicy, salacious tea in the tabloids, and a lot of it is Harry and Meghan because that is what is in the news. So we're still going to report on the royal topics, but I try to include everyone. And I know in my last 2 videos, a lot of people were not happy that I was talking about Andrew and Her Majesty. And look, it's the Royal Daily Tea. We need to cover the hot topics. They're not all going to be pleasant. You're not going to love them all, but to me, I need to talk about stories that are happening. I am pro-royal family, but if they mess up, we need to talk about it. We need to have a conversation. So I hope you guys understand that. And with that being said, the very first topic I'm going to talk about, of course, is Prince Andrew. Now, we did in my last 2 videos, we talked about how there was a lot of aftermath and controversy about Prince Andrew being kind of front and center, walking his mother down the aisle. Now, look, I know most of you feel he had a right to be there, and I personally do believe he had a right to be there. It is his father, it is his mother, and Her Majesty was acting as a mother and not as a monarch. But unfortunately, that is a public event that was being seen worldwide. And to me, it was a bad choice to have Andrew walk her down the aisle. You have to remember, just a few months ago, he paid a huge $12 million settlement under his SA abuse case. Whether he was convicted of guilty or not guilty, it doesn't matter. He's still a disgraced royal who has had his royal patronages and his titles taken away from him. It's not a good look to have Her Majesty walking her down the aisle. I believe she should have chose Edward or somebody else. He could have just walked in and sat in the front row quietly, but to have him with the Queen, when everyone knows everyone's going to watch when the Queen walks in, it was kind of a statement that she sent, but unfortunately, in the climate that we're dealing with today, it wasn't a good look. I'm sorry, but I think Her Majesty made a very huge error. And I think she's kind of at a point in her life where she's thinking too much with her heart and her emotions and not really thinking about, the overall look of the royal family. And right now, there are many people asking the question, is there a place for modern day royals in modern day society? Many people are growing with the anti-royal sentiment. The days of the elites and the rich, even the Hollywood stars, are dying out. People are getting tired of the elites. I personally do not like Hollywood at all. If you saw what happened at the Oscars, You know, talk about a slap on the hand. You know, when Will Smith went up and struck another person, and everyone was like, "Oh, standing ovation! Let's give you an award because you deserve it." Ugh. And all those Hollywood people who attended the Oscars received $140,000 in gift bags. We have the war in Ukraine, we have refugees, but none of those Hollywood people are opening up their homes. But boy, they'll sure get on TV and tell you, well, why don't you open up your home? You know, why don't you donate to this charity? Kind of reminding you of a certain couple out in Montecito. Kind of, you know, you have separate rules than me type of thing, and they have all the money. So the world of the corporate elites and royalty, people are kind of taking a look at that. You know, people don't want to see a lot of grandeur, especially when they're struggling. Now, I still believe in the monarchy. I believe there is a place in modern society, but it's not going to be the same royalty that we're used to seeing. They're going to have to move with the times. And after the Kate and William trip to the Caribbean, which I believe was a success, it was marred with a lot of controversy, which was not their fault. But again, we are definitely in a very volatile climate where there's a lot of increased emotions in regards to, you know, the colonizations of former countries, of slavery. There's still a lot of heated negative feelings, and people are bringing it back. And I think that William handled himself impeccably. He gave some beautiful speeches. And I really believe that William is going to be a great king. He is going to modernize the royals the way that they need to be, that the royal family may not be the head of the Commonwealth, that there might be a leader from another country. And I love the fact he said that, you know, our relationships will change, but our friendships are forever. And I love that. I love the fact that he is definitely understanding his role for the future. And I think he's going to be a wonderful king. And, you know, Meghan and Harry still have that belief that they're superior because they're royal. They're of royal blood. And they want the 50 security guards and the guns and the armored tanks to support them as they're walking into Starbucks or they're walking into the UN. Harry and Meghan still have that Marie Antoinette royal attitude that they're much better than the peasants and they need protection. And I think Harry and Meghan need to take a step back too and realize you're in America, first of all, and you're not a working royal. You're number 6 and you need to get in line. People are not going to pay for your security. You're not going to become a nationally protected person when you're not even a working royal, son. I hope Netflix starts sending you some checks because we're not paying for it. That's for darn sure. Honey, I ain't paying for your security. So, you know, your own security guard can get your Starbucks. The police isn't going to do it for you. Okay? Now, I do not believe Her Majesty is that way. She's always been very humble, and Charles and William all have that same attitude, and I think that's why people love them, because they're so genuine. And you could see that during the tour that Kate and William were down to earth. People were manhandling them, which you would never manhandle the Queen. The way that people were manhandling William, the lady who was dancing was literally getting fresh with William. I thought it was hysterical. And that's why I love it, because he's so down to earth, he's so modest, and he's going to be a king. I think his brother can definitely take some notes from him. I mean, William and Catherine don't clear out events so they can sit in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. So the royal family is definitely having to go through some major PR cleanup. We have the tour of the Countess and the Earl of Wessex coming up the end of the month, and then we have Princess Anne and her husband as well. So they're definitely having some meetings behind closed doors on how they can become a little bit more politically correct in a very volatile climate, because you know they're going to be under the microscope, and any little thing they do, people are going to try to report it and distort it and have misinformation. That's why I did my 2 highlight reels of Belize and Jamaica, and I'm going to release some highlights probably at the end of this video of the Bahamas, because I think it's important to showcase that they really were accepted and loved, and people were happy that they were there. And then, of course, we have Andrew and Fergie embroiled in a brand new money scandal. I swear, the Yorks, they just can't help keeping their hands out of the cookie jar. You know, they're always embroiled in something with money. You know, Fergie a couple years ago got caught in that undercover sting operation. And look, the Yorks are not my favorites. They're really not. But hey, Fergie is a ride or die chick. That woman is the person you want to be with when you get arrested and you got to call that friend to come bail you out. Fergie is that girl who's going to drive at 2 in the morning without a bra on and a t-shirt. She's just going to run down to the jail and she's going to bail you out. That woman has stuck by Andrew's side through thick and thin. They're not even married, and that woman is still on his side. I don't know why, but Fergie is a ride or die chick. Not like Megan. Megan's going to leave you the first time you're in trouble. She's not even going to know how to spell your name. Megan's not answering the phone when you're calling her at 2 in the morning. She's going to be like, oh, I didn't hear you ring. Okay? Megan's not a ride or die chick, but Fergie, wow. She's the type of person you're going to call and hide a dead body, I swear. So, unfortunately, they just had a major faux pas on Fergie's Instagram. Fergie and Andrew are completely tone deaf. When you look at privileged royals, the Yorks are literally the embodiment of the privileged royals. Now, I know they're all privileged, but for some reason, Andrew and his family are just dripping with arrogance and opulence and privilege. I think the problem is because they're so far down the totem pole of royals and they're always going on vacation and they have this $25 million Swiss chalet that they just go skiing in a couple times a year that they had to sell to pay for his legal problems. It's like the privileged life of these four, you know? Again, I don't mean to be mean, but there's just something about the four of them that just reeks arrogance and overprivilege. Well, they're completely tone deaf. So Fergie decided that she was going to use her platform to let Andrew speak about his illustrious 40-year military career after he just had his military patronages removed for a sexual scandal. They decide it's the time for him to reminisce about him being a war hero on her Instagram, which has since been deleted. The mistake they made was they called him His Royal Highness, the Duke of York. Now, he is not supposed to use His Royal Highness. That has been removed. But again, they're so used to their titles and their entitlement and their privilege and their class. It's hard to let go of that when you've had it for 60 plus years. I mean, I give the guy a break. He's just used to being a royal prince, kind of like Harry. But it's like, oh my God, what in the world made you think this was a good move? That people want to hear from Andrew. You know, people did not want to see him with his mother down the aisle. Okay, we just want him to sit quietly in his row. And now you're going to give him a place to talk about being a war hero after he's already had all that stripped. And his mom had to help pay off a accuser of his crimes, supposed crimes. Again, what? No, please stop. It's like you're giving people ammunition to use against the royals. Her Majesty the Queen, this is her platinum year. Why are you guys ruining it? Why are you out there? Why are you out in those streets ruining it for your mom? Seriously, just go hide somewhere. Play hide and seek in one of your rooms in that huge mansion that you live in, and let's not find you. Why don't you play hide and seek, and maybe we'll look for you in 2023. How about that? We'll count to 1 million, okay? And you go run and hide. You and Fergie, just go hide. Run. Go hide. We don't want to see y'all, okay? It's like you guys are embarrassing your mom. You're a stain on her platinum jubilee. And while you're at it, can you take the Sussexes with you and play hide and seek? We'll pretend to look for you in about a year, okay? Seriously, we just don't need to see you. So now there's the problem with the platinum jubilee. According to sources, he's going to attend an event with his mom, which again, I do not think she needs to be seen in public with him. Please, he can be in the background playing hide and seek with the furniture. I don't care what you do, but please don't put him next to the Queen. Then there's the question of, will the dynamic duo from Montecito be in attendance at the Platinum Jubilee? And to be honest with you, I don't know what the right answer is. Should they go? Should they not go? Many people were questioning, why did Harry and Meghan not show up for the memorial service for Prince Philip? Now, on one hand, I think it was good that him and the Green Cape Crusader did not show up for the memorial service, because they also would have drawn a lot of attention away from the event. However, it also could have been a very, very good PR move for them if they would have went there humbly and paid respects and supported his grandmother during this event. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. It could have been a bad move if they went there and they, upstaged the event. But then again, I think Andrew did a very nice job on his own. But it also would have showed a little bit of humility if Harry would have just went by himself and said, look, I'm here to face the music and I'm here for my granny. I think people would have had a lot more respect for him, including myself, because at the end of the day, it would be lovely to see him and his family again and really just embraced, and the brothers make up. It really would be. But the fact that they didn't go, and then the fact that they have been radio silent and haven't said anything about Prince Philip, about Her Majesty, about the memorial service, nothing. To me, that speaks volumes. Like they are very much in a bad place. You know how they always like to put out those PR pieces? Well, we're having Zoom calls with the Queen and Lilibet, and Lilibet, we just joke, ha 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 ha, for hours. They didn't put out any press pieces that Meghan talked privately with the Queen on the phone, and she wrote her a handwritten card and sent flowers. They didn't put any of those fake PR pieces out. They haven't put a statement out. Nothing. Isn't that strange? So to me, the silence speaks volumes that they are definitely, I think they're in a really bad place with their family. I think they're even worse than they were before. He's suing the Home Office for security. He's still writing his book. And then the fact he doesn't even acknowledge his grandfather's memorial service. He could have said, oh, we're so sorry we couldn't be there. Our hearts are with my family, or here's, tribute to a wonderful man. Nothing. So that is very strange and very, very telling. So for Harry to go to the Platinum Jubilee, guys, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't, because he's not saying anything about the memorial service. He didn't go to the memorial service. He's still suing the Home Office. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts if you think that Prince Harry and Meghan are going to show up for the Platinum Jubilee, and do you think Prince Andrew is going to show up front and center with Her Majesty the Queen for the Platinum Jubilee? And do you think she's making a huge mistake by letting him be there? Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know what you guys think about the PR nightmare that the royal family is going through, and do you think they can salvage it and modernize it? Also, please make sure you follow me on all of my social media accounts, including Rumble. All of my links, guys, are down below, and please go check out the Royal Daily Tea website. I do have some blogs on there on food and fashion and decor, and I am going to be updating it this week. I do have an Amazon storefront that I am curating some awesome royal inspired and fun inspired items for you to go and shop. So I hope you will enjoy those. Now, I do earn a very small commission from the Amazon storefront, but I hope that you will go and shop it and support my channel. As always, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, and make sure you come back for some more Royal Daily Tea.